Islanders, we are 3 days away from our Christmas sailing, December the 18th on the Carnival Vista. There's so much to do. We have testing tomorrow we have to take care of. We hope that everybody's negative. I received a call from Carnival with a pretty good offer. I have not taken it yet. I'm going to tell you about the offer and I want your feedback for sure. But we have news today. It's the first news really we've seen of the COVID-19 booster shot being required in order to visit one country in particular. This is the first of many, and it's the big question that all of us have been asking for a long time. When will the booster be required to visit certain countries? When will it be required to cruise? We're going to have that discussion today. Let's talk about all the cruise news right now on Island Time. Islanders, it is Wednesday, which for most of you means you're halfway through your week, but for me, it is Friday. This is my last working day before our Carnival Vista December the 18th cruise. Tomorrow is testing day. Friday we fly, and Saturday we board the beautiful Carnival Vista. But my goodness, right now we are in stress mode. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. Between kids, getting the kids prepped and all their items and packing their stuff so they can go to grandma and grandpa's house. And dogs, we're getting there with all the dog stuff ready and dropping them off at the dog sitter, getting the house ready, bills paid. How about this Christmas stuff? We fly back on Christmas Eve. We land at after 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time Christmas Eve. All the stores are closed. So making sure we have the gifts and stocking stuff is covered, and food for Christmas Day, the next day with our family functions. And then besides that, packing, making sure the itinerary and all our plans, it is straight up stress out mode. How do you deal with it? Please throw some things my way, and especially Amanda's way as she's getting everything organized. We would appreciate it. Let me tell you about this. Get a phone call yesterday. It's from a 305 number. I automatically know it is Carnival calling me, and I have to see what is it. I answer the phone, and it is someone who I've spoke with before regarding upgrades. That's right. The upgrade ferry called me and said, Mr. Phillips, you right now are in a interior spa cabin. That's what I booked. That's where I want it to be. She said, I have a balcony room for you. And I celebrated and cheered. And she said, whoa. Before you get too excited, I've got this for you, but you're going to have to pay a little bit. I said, oh, okay. I was trying to get it for free. But she said you can upgrade, stay on the same floor, floor 11, and you can upgrade to a balcony for $300 total. $300 for both Amanda and I to move to the balcony. I said, do I have to tell you right now? She said, no, you have until Friday to do so unless we are sold out. And so I have not acted on it yet. Is it worth it? Amanda and I, we traditionally travel interior almost all the time. As a matter of fact, we've only had one balcony ever. It was years ago. This is our 10-year anniversary. The 17th, Friday, is our 10-year anniversary. Do I book the balcony? Do I pay the $300? Is it worth it? Let us know what your thoughts are. If you were given the same offer, would you act on it? Let us know in the comment section below. I have a feeling some of you are going to say, Derek, spend the money. Treat Amanda to a balcony. If that's what you think, let me know, okay? We'll see what happens here. We are so excited and ready to go, getting our test tomorrow and flying out Friday morning. But let's get to the cruise news, because this is an interesting story here. We've been waiting for this to take place, not hoping necessarily, but waiting, and it looks like that it is here. The question that a lot of you have asked, I have asked myself, is when will booster shots be required for cruising? Okay, the short answer is we don't know. We don't know. We do know it's coming. It is. It will be into 2022 before I think that it's here, if it gets here at all, which signs are showing that it will. But here's the news right now. This is opening the can, okay? We're popping the top right now. We'll see if any countries follow. But for now, France has announced that it is the first major country to officially require COVID-19 booster shots for tourism purposes. That's right. This affects both travel, cruising travel, non-cruising travel, but beginning December the 15th, which is today, cruise passengers hoping to go ashore in the ports there in France will be required to have a booster shot for COVID-19 in addition to their full vaccination regimen that they've already had, okay? Today's rule goes into effect for people over the age of 65, and then it's for everybody over the age of 18 in just a couple of weeks. So France today said if you want to get off the boat and enjoy our country, you must be fully vaxxed, which they're defining as the booster being added to you're already vaccinated, either 2 shots, Moderna, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, 1 shot Johnson & Johnson, changing the rules a little bit, changing the playing field, changing the game. AIDA Cruise Line, owned by Carnival, actually broke this news on their website. They had this to say. They said that this announcement by the government of France means that if the second vaccination was more than 7 months ago, Johnson & Johnson, it's 2 months ago after your first and only shot, a booster vaccination is necessary before departure. There must be at least 7 days between the booster vaccination and the start of the journey. Okay, so you get your booster, has to be 7 days before embarkation day. If you have not received the booster vaccination by then, it is unfortunately not possible to go ashore in France. You can still cruise, okay? Note that. You can still cruise AIDA if you would like. You just cannot get off the ship in France. Okay, now, some of you may be asking, why are you bringing this up? Why are you talking about this, Derek? What's going on? Like I said, this is cracking the can, okay? Let's look at and think about what's going on right now in the United States when it comes to vaccination and the ability and freedom to cruise. Right now, you have to be vaccinated, okay? 95% vaccination that's a minimum across some brands. Some brands are doing 100% vaccinated cruises. But you have to be vaccinated to cruise per se for adults, okay? Now, what we're getting to is what is the definition of vaccinated? Right now, for the industry in the United States, it is your 2 shots of certain shots or 1 shot. It is not the booster. But that is starting to change. The definition of being vaccinated will soon mean that you've had your shots and you've had a booster shot. Okay, we hope it doesn't come soon because there's going to be lots of confusion. It's going to impact millions of people, of cruisers. But if the cruise lines go by the same standard they're going by today, which means you have to be fully vaccinated to cruise, if that definition changes by the CDC or other agencies that fully vaccinated means your booster is included, then cruise lines will go by that because that's what they're going by, fully vaccinated. Will we see this happen in the United States? I think that we will. It will not be in 2021. I think it will be into 2022. But there is a chance, especially with this first event here, that other countries in Europe do the same. And then, of course, it spreads to the West. And here we are in the United States having to do the same thing. Now, cruise lines and the U.S. government may not be able to do anything about this. We saw this for a long time. The CDC had a conditional sell order, which is still in place. It expires 1 month from today, January the 15th. But the CDC had guidelines and protocols to cruise, and cruise lines came up with their own protocols to add, to supplement to the CDC. And then we saw, I guess it was about August, September, and into the fall now, that each individual port and island and their government came up with their own criteria to be able to stop there and enjoy the island. And most of those things, they aligned with the CDC and cruise lines. A few of them were different. But for the most part, you had to be vaccinated to visit. You have to abide by masking protocols and things like that. But there is a chance that some of these islands say, in order to stop here, in order to get off, just as France has said, in order to visit, you're going to have your booster. If that is indeed the case, that will drive cruise lines to saying, hey, you have to have your booster if you want to get off the ship. That's exactly what AIDA has done in France. So for example, okay, this is not real, but this is the same scenario. I'm just putting it in terms that we would understand. Carnival Cruise Line sails to Belize, okay? Let's say that Belize says in order to visit, you have to have the booster shot, okay? Carnival's going to notify us, just as AIDA did their passengers, and they're going to say, hey, we go to Belize, and if you want to get off the ship, the government in Belize has said you have to be boosted, okay? The Carnival will make sure in the check-in process that you've indeed had your booster or not. You'll have a green light or a red light to get off the ship. That doesn't mean you can't cruise. It may just mean you can't get off in Belize. That's what we're talking about here. We're at the very beginning of it. Not sure what will happen here, but we know that once it starts, dominoes fall. It's the way it always happens, okay? My point is cruise lines have to go by their protocols that they create, the CDC protocols for now, but they also must follow local protocols. We'll see what happens with it. It's interesting to see, it really is. We've got all kinds of things to talk about going into tomorrow. We will be live Friday several times, of course, Saturday and beyond, many, many times. You will get to play the game Directing Derek. We will talk about more about that in the coming days. Charles came up with that idea. Thank you, Charles. You want to make sure you are subscribed, though. If you're not subscribed to the channel, if you have not ring the bell, which sends you notifications when we upload content that's recorded, such as this, or when we go live, ring it. You want to see us live so you can interact with us and you can see what's going on the moment that we're in Galveston, we board the ship, or we're playing games like Directing Derek, okay? I hope you have a great Wednesday. We will talk to you tomorrow right here on Island Time.